I do love talking about this particular topic, and which is a combination of podcasting and organizing. So I'm very, very excited about this topic today. So I'm basically talking about creating a podcast haven. Okay, creating a podcast haven. But more importantly, I want to talk about the impact that your environment will have on your podcast quality. Okay. And so it really does have a lot of impact that you may or may not be aware of, right? Your environment plays a very, very critical role in the overall quality of your podcast. Like poor acoustics, background noise, distractions, all of these things can really detract from your content and make it difficult for your listeners to even stay engaged or even you to stay focused, right? So it's imperative for you to have a well-designed podcast space that you can enjoy, where your audio is clear, everything is, professional, um, and it's a very enjoyable experience. I know some of you have watched YouTube videos. I know I have watched YouTube videos where I was so distracted by the background, it's like I couldn't focus on what they were saying, right? And it doesn't happen as much anymore like it used to, especially now that people can do the virtual backgrounds and things like that. And that's okay too. But if you're just doing even solo, you know, um, types of episodes and podcasts, it can impact you as well as, your ability, to focus. So when you're working from home, and nobody sees you, but you see you, right? And so, but it can definitely impact you. And so basically it's what I call visual noise. So a lot of you have already, worked with me and encountered working with me in terms of decluttering your space and things like that. So you've heard me talk about the impact of virtual noise. And so, but the virtual noise, by the way, virtual noise, the official definition of virtual noise refers to the clutter and disorganization in your visual field, and the fact that it can distract you and hinder your ability to focus. Okay. And is anything from, piles of paper, excessive decorations, tangled cords, and including but not limited to all of those tabs you may have open on your computer while you're trying to record an episode, right? But I'm just going to share for the sake of time, just 4 ways visual noise impacts your focus and productivity. Okay. And so I think it's going to be very, very helpful for you in terms of creating the best product possible. So let's just go quickly through these 4 ways. So number one, and I know that these are probably things you hadn't thought of, because some of them I haven't presented before. But number one, increased cognitive load. Increased cognitive load. That's what visual noise can impact, and increase cognitive load, because visual noise forces your brain to process additional information. And that increases the cognitive load, making it harder to concentrate on the task at hand. See, I never thought about it that way, right? So if your desk is cluttered with papers, your brain continuously registers them as needing attention. That part. I'm just going to let that sit right there. That hampers your ability to work. It hampers your ability to focus on creating content. It hampers the experience that you want to um, produce for those that's engaging in your content, as well as those engaging in your podcast, right? So especially if you're not focused, right? So it increases cognitive load. Number two, mental fatigue. So constant exposure to visual noise can lead to mental fatigue as your brain works overtime to filter out the unnecessary stimuli, right? So a workspace that's filled with unnecessary stuff can tire your brain faster, and that reduces your overall productivity and efficiency. Okay. I've shared this before, but stress and anxiety, but we're talking about your podcast, right? So, your cluttered environment can contribute to feelings of stress and anxiety, making it difficult to relax and focus. So, when you have a messy desk or a messy room, it creates a sense of chaos, and that can lead to increased stress levels and a sense of being overwhelmed, right? So, let's get those environments decluttered. It also can lead to decreased efficiency. I've shared this. So visual noise, but I'm going to share it again, right? Visual noise can lead to decreased efficiency as you spend more time looking for stuff. You get distracted by your surroundings. And if you're constantly looking for stuff and searching for a pen or important document or anything because you have clutter around you, you're going to waste valuable time. Now, this is just four ways. There are many other ways that visual noise impacts your focus and productivity, right? And so, but I felt the need and the importance to share this with my podcast society so that you can create the kind of environment, the kind of podcast haven that again creates a great experience for you and for those that's encountering you. Like, for example, if you're on someone else's podcast, maybe you are a guest on someone else's podcast, and you're just having this increased cognitive load because your brain is focusing on all of the additional stimuli, right? So you gotta make sure that you are creating the type of experience for yourself as well as your guests, if they are coming to your space or if you are coming to their space, whether it's virtual or even in person, right? Because there's a lot of people that do that, right? And so I wanted to again share this with you because this never gets old. It never gets old. So do what you need to do in order to create the kind of environment that's going to be conducive for you creating a productive environment, whether it's for podcasting, working from home, what have you. And so don't overlook these things when it comes to that because it is going to help you in ways that you don't even realize. So that's all I have for you today. Um, and yeah, that's all I have for you today. So I'm not going to belabor and hang on and all that wonderful stuff. You all have an amazing day. I hope this mini training was helpful for you. I hope it inspired you to go ahead and get cracking on that doggone space. All right. Okay. Have a great day, everybody. I will talk to you soon. Happy Thursday.